Welcome back to the Gaming Nerd Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for a very special event. I'm doing a midday stream because we have a new Baro to go through. I was doing a little bit last night, didn't get that many viewers. I'm not really offended by that because it was my streams are rarely announced, but it was, I think it was interesting because it really got me to touch on parts of the update that I didn't even know were things. Like there's new creatures, there's, oh man, I think there's new items that we need to go through, and there's the creatures by themselves are worth the look, I gotta say. I'm going to go through, yeah, I guess we'll just start with the creatures. I'm gonna skip the big guy. There's a new version. They sadly they retired the Doomworm, and he is no more, but there is one to replace him, and I want to make sure that everybody sees him, even though it's a spoiler. So this is your spoiler alert warning, guys. There will be things seen in here that would not be otherwise seen unless you go through the campaign. So I just want to log in here to my YouTube to make sure that I can keep an eye on the views, and then we can get started. There we go. I don't even know if there's people watching yet. What do we got? What is our analytics? People watching yet? What do we got? What is our analytics? There we go. Oh, we got a viewer. I don't know if that's me or somebody else, but we got a viewer. All right, let's start looking at these for the people who are watching after the fact. I did this because I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. YouTube does this amazing job of compiling all kinds of information, not just about your videos, but about the people who watch your videos. And I'm going to bring it up in here. There's my analytics. So, for example, if we look at the audience data here, right, we can see that here's the time of day between 12 and 6 p.m. that most of my viewers watch the stream, watch my videos. We see here that, oh wow, that's significantly up from the last time I checked. 82.7% haven't subscribed. 17.4% is actually pretty decent subscription rate. Now, I still only have 2,200 subscribers, so don't forget to tell your mother, tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your goldfish. Everybody needs to subscribe, because who doesn't need a little more nerd in their life? I'm going to get rid of the keyboard display here because it's going to be kind of a pest when where we're going next. So, let's see. This new character, this is one of the new ones. If you haven't seen the first video in the Bring the Hurt miniseries where we talk about damage mechanics, this program that we're using here is called Visual Studio Code. It's what's called an IDE, or Integrated Development Environment. It has been heavily customized here. I'm using I forget what the color code that I'm using here is. Black, I think, is what they call it. It'll be over here in extensions. And yeah, adding extensions to this thing is extremely easy. Show running extensions. It is one of these ones. Hang on. XML tools. Well, what's the scheme? Search the black. It's going to say black. Oh, LED black. That's the name of it. It's because OLEDs do super black. I think this is the one that we're running right now. OLED-black. And then the big one you want to get, if you want to be able to follow along what we're doing here, is called XML tools. Visual Studio Code, it's this one. See that symbol? That's the symbol you want to look for. Visual Studio Code is free. It's very accessible. It covers Python, C++. It'll do Ruby. It'll do Lua. It'll do pretty much any type of code you want. And it can even run simulations. If you're using Python, it can run notebooks, like Jupyter notebooks, and give you previews. Let's see what I'm talking about here. I know this seems off topic, but it's relevant because a lot of the things that we do here are code based. So if you really want to follow along, that's how you get the most. So here's the code from the Python that I just ran, right? And here's the output that, like, it shows you all in one window. And if you, as it's running, if it runs into errors, it'll show you exactly where the error is found. So let's go back to where we were before here. We'll go, Barotrauma. Okay, so this is the content folder for Barotrauma. For those of you unaware, it is located in your program files under Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and then Barotrauma. I don't know if I've gotten more views than I was a second ago here. It'd be nice to have somebody viewing live, but if they only want to do it after the fact, I'm not going to complain. Oh, 3 viewers. Look at that. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to go through here. We're going to start with the characters. We're going to see anytime we see a change, we're going to go through it and see what we find. So, first and foremost, right off the bat, we see a new character. Now, XML Tools affords us this nice XML Explorer here that turns everything into a tree instead of trying to pick through the code and separate what the tags from the attributes and so on and so forth. So, again, for anybody who hasn't seen the the Bring Her miniseries video 1, these symbols here, the angle brackets with the / is called a tag. Tags can have attributes, which are here in this at symbol, and these are directly associated with that tag. Now tags can have child tags. So if you go, for example, into the AI, I think, yeah, see the AI has something called target, and then the target tag has its own attributes. Sometimes those tags the children tags have their own sub tags. But right here, this is the tree that's formed. All of this information on this side comes from the code over here. It's just organized in a slightly more readable fashion. So this character called the alien in the character files, okay, it has 100 health. Let's see if we can find a picture of some parts of its picture here. There you go. There's its sprite, parts of its sprite. So that'll be head, tail, torso, pelvis, probably something-ish. And it has lights that light up like this. You'll probably encounter, I would guess, if I had to guess, I would say it would show up in your caves or your ruins. Ruins, probably specifically. We can test this theory. If we go to content, and we go down here to random events, campaign, and we search alien. Oh, it comes up once. Okay, what about not random events? Let's give me more than that. Hang on. Well, hang on. We'll just search here. What's that thing called? There was a special name for it. I can't remember off the top of my head. Ancient. Oh, ancient is what we're looking for. Okay, so we say in here, edit, search, find in files. We can search ancient. Minimize this, and this gives us a list of files and how many instances that it shows up on. So these are characters, content packages. We want to see NPC conversations, Portal Guardian, outpost events. Here you go, missions and outpost events. Let's see. Ancient minion file, encounter final, trigger event 10. Oh, so this is a end of a mission. Okay, so like I said, spoiler alert, it's in the title. You can't complain if you weren't expecting that. Let's go back to the creature files, and I'm not going to spoil any more of that. Okay, so we go up here to ancient. Where was that? Hang on. Close the items folder. Okay, so what do we know about the ancient? Well, the ancient has a health of 100, which is very similar to human characters in the game. It has it can't be communicated with. Can't be interacted with. Can't be infected with husk. Can traverse both water and not in water. Can't speak to you. Doesn't have a health bar. 100% visible. Makes noise too. Generates blood when shot. Eats things. It cannot be eaten, I think is what this one means, because it also has an eating speed, so it itself can eat. Doesn't follow standard bot paths. It doesn't. It shows up on sonar. Shows up on thermal goggles. And generates sounds at 10-second intervals. You guys with me? I see 2 people in the views. I don't know who's watching. If you are, please say hi. I'd love to know who's watching. Or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Ragdoll is going to be empty. Animation is going to be empty. Emitters are going to be visual elements. Health. This is important. Still not saying anything, huh? I see 5 views and 2 concurrent viewers and nothing in the chat. I am disappointed. Okay, it bleeds when shot. It has an 80% bleeding reduction. So that means that the damage done by bleeding is minimal. No reduction to burns, no reduction. It doesn't have heat regeneration. Oh no. Our viewers have been cut in half. By 1. Jeez, guys. You know how to hit a guy right in the ego. Anyways. Not immune to stuns, not immune to poison, and doesn't change color when it's afflicted by stuff. AI. Combat strength of 0. So this thing isn't really a fighter. Has remarkable sight and hearing distance. That's 10 and 40 is I think 100 and 400 meters in game. It might be 1 meter. 10 meters and 10 meters, I think, is what that winds up being. Doesn't change aggression regardless of conditions. It does. Okay, so if its health is 100 and its flee threshold is 99, that means you need. I believe it means you have to do 1 damage, and this thing's gonna run away from you. Not entirely certain. It might be the other way around. It only needs 1 damage and left, and then it'll run away from you. Not sure. Further testing required. Does not respond when provoked. Doesn't avoid gunfire. Doesn't have a damage threshold. Flees for a minimum of 20 seconds. Doesn't board ships. It does target outer walls. I don't know what targeting it does with this thing. I haven't seen any mention of damage emitters yet. Can't open doors. Can't attack randomly. Doesn't avoid the abyss. It doesn't stay in the abyss. Wall targeting method equals target. No idea what that one means. Okay. So that's the ancient. Let's look at its ragdoll and see what we can find out. Not a super comprehensive, well, not super extensive ragdoll. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 limbs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 joints. The collider. Okay, so this thing is ancient, color, scales, so 50% down. So if we go back and look at that PNG, it's going to take this sprite and scale it down 50% before showing it in game. This can give us a rough idea to how big this thing's going to show up in game, but it's not entirely reliable. I find it better, and I will. We're going to copy. We're going to use the character editor and some pixel counting to figure out how tall these things are in a second. Torso. I'm just skipping a lot of these. Min severance damage is 1, but I have a feeling the severance multiplier is going to be 0. Can't sever the torso or anything. Things get severed from the torso, but the torso doesn't get severed from anything else. Tail. Min severance damage is 1. Okay, hang on. Tail. Let's see. Hang on. This will be easier if we skip down to here. Okay. Severance probability modifier 0. Yeah, so this thing cannot be severed at all. No matter what probability you have with your gun and your ammunition and whatever conditions apply with talents or equipment abilities, severance probability modifier is 0. So it'll always come out to be 0. Every time there's a check, it'll come out to be greater than 0, and therefore the test will fail. So yeah, I believe all the joints on this thing are 0. 0, 0. Oh, pardon me. 0, 0, and drum roll, please. 0. Okay, so none of these limbs can be severed. So what do we know? We have a sprite that can survive the abyss. It can walk in or out of water. It has a patrol. No, it walks in your ruins, I think is something I saw in there. Has a health of 100. Flees if you hit it once. Has no joint severance probability at all. And let's see where it shows up. Hang on. We did this a second ago and I didn't look for it. Hang on. Creature metrics, outpost events. Okay, missions. Oh yeah, it doesn't show up in missions because it's at the very end. It's in the final mission, I think. Spoiler alert once more. Okay, let's move out of this for a sec. Existing. I don't know if these ones have changed. We can look. I don't know. I don't have a copy of the code. If I did have a copy of the code, I could do a file-to-file comparison. Might have a copy of the code. Hang on. Where would I have put that? Give me a second, guys. This is going to take us just a hot second. This is, I might want to move back a version to the previous version and then do an update, and then I can do a file-to-file comparison. But for the moment, we'll just assume that the changes don't justify a file-to-file comparison. All right, next one is this. We're going to come back to the cyborg worm. Now there's a fractal guardian with, it looks like what's an EMP attack. Okay, hang on. Vitality multiple. Okay, I don't get why, what's it called? Undertow is switched from damage modifiers to vitality multipliers, but I've been told that it runs pretty much the same. Okay, health. Limb. Okay. Might be something in the ragdoll here. Hang on. Censored, right arm, right forearm, left hand, tail 1, tail through, stinger, emergency. Yes, these things have an emergency mode. Once they get down to a certain health, they change their behavior. So, joint scales 0.6. Let's see here. Angular damping, attack priority, min severance damage is 1. Nope, I'm not seeing any. Oh, here we go. Damage modifier. Affliction types damage. So this is the new physical damage group. This is what they used to call just damage. I guess it is still called damage. It's deep tissue injury, organ damage, lacerations, bite wounds, gunshot wounds, and there's another one. Either way, they're all covered under here, and apparently they all do 25% extra damage if you hit them in the torso. Damage sprite comes up, so that's the only damage modifier that they have, I think. Oh, that's for that limb. Okay. So it's a torso. Which one's a torso? Hang on. Let's open this up. Hang on. No need to be so stingy with the files. Oh, it's using regular Fractal Guardian. Okay, hang on. View in File Explorer. Now, I'm just what I'm trying to find is which sprites represent which parts, because there's a torso, there's a head, there's a sensor, there's all sorts of different parts of this thing, and I want to make sure we get them right. Hang on here. Animations. This is Ragdoll. We want Fractal Guardian. Okay. Animations. No. Okay, so let's look at the Ragdoll again. Okay. So if we go in here, we look at the XML document. The Ragdoll. So the first limb, which is main body, has a... Where's the box? It doesn't say a box somewhere. Sprite 194 0 240 344. Okay, let's see what that gets us. We're gonna go into here. I thought this was already open for us. Okay, what just happened? Okay, I thought my computer just had a fart, but I'm wrong. All right, 194 0 240 344. Where the hell's that graphic file I just loaded? Aha. I'm feeling that's one. Okay. Open with GIMP. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a selection box in GIMP that has this location equal to, where's the box? Oh, it's down here under Sprite. Okay, 194 0 240 344. Okay. So we'll make a little box here. This is 194 0 240 344. Okay, so now we see like this one up here. You see the marching little dotted lines. Hopefully you guys can see that. I mean, I got one concurrent viewer. Is that me or is that somebody else? Guys, if you're in the chat, feel free to say hi. In fact, I encourage it and I will possibly demand it if necessary. Okay. Hang on here. We're going to switch to this one. Okay. Where were we? So that is a torso sprite. We have the sensor sprite, which is the one that I think has the damage modifier. Yeah, this is the one that gets... So you have to bust through the outside of the torso to reach the sensor on the inside that's much more sensitive to this sort of stuff. If you're familiar with the Fractal Guardian, this is the same, except I'm looking to find... There's a sprite on that one. One of these limbs is going to have a new attack, I think. Because, well, it's in the change log for one. Right hand, damage modifier. Left arm, damage modifier. Oh, that's bad. Okay, hang on here. Oh, hang on. Did you guys... hang on, is there a phone there? Okay, phone's been acquired. Alright, sorry about that, guys. What do we got? Damage modifier, limb damage modifier here. I'm trying to find... Because, judging by the name, I would guess that this thing has a new... Stinger. Oh, does that Stinger have the attack? Attack. Structure slash. Affliction. Lacerations, bleeding, and stun. Okay, what about the next limb? What? Oh, this is the one. Oh. Interesting. So this is the one that has, if you look at the character editor for if you look at the character, so this is the Fractal Guardian with the EMP, right, that we're looking at. If you look at the Baro trauma, if you look at the character editor, there's something different about this Fractal Guardian compared to the others. It has a small turret of some sort on its head. That is significant because now that's an entirely different type of damage than the other two do. So what I'm making in the current video that I'm working on for the channel is about the damage that's dealt by certain creatures and the damage that hurts the certain creatures the most and which ones they resist. And part of it is going to include the spawn frequency for each character, so that you can see when, because if you know that there's early levels that you're going to get mostly crawlers, maybe a couple spinelings, you're not going to see Molochs or anything until levels 3 or 4, then there's no point in tooling up against Molochs or anything, because it would just, it's a waste of time. See, there you go. This is your standard Fractal Guardian over here. Hang. Oh boy, hang on. I'm going to translate this. I want to put this into Chrome, because that looks, I don't know if that's translated. It looks like Spanish, so we'll say translate Spanish to English. So it's okay. Oh, why, thank you. That's a very, very kind thing for you to say. I very much appreciate it. Hang on here. Here we go. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find something on Google here and it's not cooperating. Oh boy. Sorry guys. Okay, yeah, my Spanish isn't good enough to try to say that. Me alegra que te guste el content. Me alegra que te guste el contenido. Yeah, it's as good as you're gonna get. I went to Cuba for a week, and I love the culture, man. You guys, they're awesome. And but I gotta say that the height of my Spanish is Donde Estebaña. I know a little French. I'm Canadian, so French is like mandatory part of our curriculum there. Okay, so what I'm saying, you'll notice here, this is the Fractal Guardian 1. He has a gripper on one side and a spike on the other. Notice the left and right sides. You go to Fractal Guardian 2. I don't see much difference. Attack patterns might be different. Fractal Guardian 3. Sorry about the noise in the background. And Fractal Guardian 4. Notice what happens when it changes when you look at the top, okay? This thing's got a flippin' laser on its head, like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. Sharks with frickin' laser beams on their head. That's what this thing has. Let's see if we can spawn one with a, Actually, okay, guys, keep in mind, it does say spoilers on the stream title. So, I don't want any complaining when you guys see this. Hang on, I gotta find this, go back to my Ustream. Okay. Right, because this is probably one of the coolest parts of this upgrade. And Artemis, you might be the only one to see this, okay? They've replaced the Doomworm with this guy. Now, what do you notice in common with the Fractal Guardian with the EMP? What do you see that's frequent here? Because if you say turrets, you are correct. It's an endworm with laser turrets on its face. What the hell? Baro, who thinks of this crap? That's amazing. All right. Anyways, moving on. We have the Guardian. I think we've always had the Guardian repair bot, but there is now the Portal Guardian, I think. Okay. We'll leave. Okay, so this is, you guys are probably familiar with the Latcher, right? And you've seen the Charybdis. I don't know how to say that, but these are your supermassive, what do they call, the abyssal creatures, the ones that come out of the 10,000 meters plus, right? There's the Doomworm and the Endworm, and then now there's this guy. I don't know, I think he's probably an endgame character because you can't move him, right? I'm hitting the move commands, and it's not. He doesn't have the capability of moving. So if he doesn't have the capability of moving, that means that he can't move around on a level. If he can't move around a level, he can't chase subs. If he can't chase subs, then it's got to be an event that's just static. And so I suspect that this thing has something to do with the end of the game. It's a beautiful character, definitely a little dark. No idea what it does. Finally, we have the last one, I believe, is a Portal Guardian. Oh, look at this. It looks just like a Fractal Guardian, except it's significantly larger, I believe, and it has 2 spikes. I'll have to look at those and see what those differences do. Oh, there's also now a husk container. Where's the husk container? Husk container. There you go, this guy. Right, this is, you can now transport husk in a briefcase. Or, if you're unlucky, you can find a briefcase with husk, look inside, and get husked. So it's definitely going to be interesting add-ons to the game. Now, as for items, I don't know. Is there an item editor? Hang on. I know there's an item editor, a sprite editor. No. I know there's a particle editor. Hang on here. Where's the... There you go. That's the smoke. Yeah. See, yeah, these are your... EMP blast. Yeah, these are your particles from the game. I have to look through these and see if any of them have changed. I suspect the acid mist has changed because there's now new weapons that do acid damage. That's about it. If you want, I'll save the going through the items for another stream, guys. There's not a huge number of changes in the character list, but those two are, well, so we found the Jove, which it's definitely end game. Don't go looking unless you want spoilers. There's a Jove. There's that cyborg worm, which is pretty badass if you ask me. There is the new Fractal Guardian and the Portal Guardian as well. Let's see if we can figure out where the... Hang on here. Yes, we've been through the code for this alien guy, Ancient. We've been through the code for this Fractal Guardian guy. We got 2 viewers now. I feel bad signing off if I don't have... If you guys have questions, anything, what do you guys want? Okay, what part of the update I'm most excited about? Hey, it's Streamy. How's it going, Streamy? The cyborg worm. Dude, I'm probably gonna get wrecked the first time I encounter it. Have you seen it? I'm pretty sure I can show you what it looks like without ruining, because I haven't interacted with this thing yet, and it's pretty damn scary. Like, can't even imagine. Hang on. Typhon 2. Oh, I've got all my mods turned off. Hang on. You have not seen the Spyboard Worm. Okay. I'll give you a hint, okay? Actually, no, why not? Just load it in here anyways. This thing's gonna wreck the Typhon if I don't have any upgrades. Okay. We're going to turn this on. Lock. disable crew AI. No, I want the crew to run around and save stuff. So I'm going to... Oh, what power? That's it. Yeah, explain to me how people go double too wide through an elevator, through a ladder shaft. Okay, watch this. Spawn. This thing is gonna wreck me entirely, but watch this thing. All right. Notice it shoots frickin' laser beams. Like, how badass is that thing? Like EMP railgun shots? What the hell? Anyways. Sorry, guys. So streaming, feel free to go back to the stream to see what the couple of the creatures are. That thing is going to be a handful, let me tell ya. In the meantime, guys, I'm signing off. Thank you for joining us on this strange midday stream. Hopefully you guys like it. If you do, leave comments. I might do it again in the future. Even if you didn't see it live, if you want to see it live in the future, I'll definitely try to make accommodations where I can. That being said, if I get this job that I've applied for, daytime streams aren't really a possibility. So I'll try to work with you guys to see what you like, what we can do to work out that's mutually agreeable. And streamer, you are so very welcome. Your courtesy will be remembered. All right, guys, what's the most important part? Come on, somebody say it. Streamy, I'm counting on you. Oh, you guys are no fun. Most important part of all, stay nerdy, folks. See you next time.